Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look and feel years.
Ready. 1, 2, 3.
Flashlight! Sex toy. Generic sex toy. I don't promote.
Yeah.
I disapprove.
Name brand.
Alright. So we got our special guest, Harry.
Special guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after 100 episodes
What?
missing.
The rarity!
So I'm like, those, the biggest stars in WWF right now are like Brock Lesnar. They're part-timers, Brock Lesnar swoops in,
yeah.
gets a championship title, and then does movies.
Does that not mean special guest, though, at some point?
He's an alum.
An alum, okay. Alum guest.
I'm like The Rock, where I do my movies and I swoop in for the title, too.
Alright, our alum guest.
That's right.
Joining us for our year-end review, our end of the year. Let's go over 2019. So, let's see. What happened in January?
What happened to that monitor?
I couldn't find a plug that could reach it because there's no plugs on this side of the wall.
This makes good podcasting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the plugs in the wall. How about that?
What are your thoughts?
So, what is your thoughts on electricity in this house? Let's see. Man, there's so much boring stuff. You gotta skip over other countries. It don't matter.
Yeah,
Let's cut out all the not America.
We said
Yeah.
important things. We were talking about Boris Johnson and shit.
We're gonna go in
if
order.
a shooting happens in not America, you gotta get 3
Did it
digits.
even happen? It's like
3 digits.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a tree falling in the forest. If it wasn't
No,
an American
New Zealand,
kindergarten,
I
it
think
didn't
that
happen.
guy got 3 digits, or he got
Oh.
he got a lot.
Alright, there is one. The Chinese probe becomes the first human-made object to land on the far side of the moon.
Ooh. We have to say about it.
Wait. Why is that a
Far
big
side.
deal?
Because nothing's been on the far side of the moon.
Yeah, we've always landed on the near side. So there's no dark side of the moon like in the thing. It's only one side is always away.
Well, the dark side is the far side.
No, because it actually gets hit on light. That's when we don't see the moon when it's just a sliver.
But it's dark as in we don't see it.
No, it's lit by the sun. Yeah, we don't see it. I guess it's dark as in we don't.
Yeah, it's dark as in we don't see it, not as in it's not
But
lit.
it's important because now half of the moon is capitalist, the other half is communist.
But
Deal with it.
Hey, do you remember this trivia question?
2020.
What is the name of the line where the dark side and the light side meet on the moon?
Uranium.
No.
Meridian. Prime Meridian?
Nope. It's called the Terminator.
Why do we know that? Where is that?
From a trivia game we played a while ago, and I made a little rhyme to remind myself of it. I can't remember. It was not a rhyme. It was a little
Like
song.
a pneumonic.
No, it wasn't even that. Well, I guess pneumonic device.
Yeah.
What was it? I can't remember because I can't remember the Greek god.
You remember?
Nailed it.
Somebody
You nailed it.
rides her Zamboni
Here's the
across the
real thing.
Terminator.
You remember the thing you're supposed to remember. You don't remember the mnemonic.
Yes,
You're supposed
that's
to do
right.
that.
I didn't remember. It's true. All right. It was Nemesis. Nemesis rides her Zamboni across the Terminator.
Why is Nemesis needed?
Why is that a mnemonic device?
No, I'm saying I kept singing it as a song
Oh.
to remind myself of those words.
Okay.
And for some reason, I can now connect those to Greek god.
Sure.
So the Greek goddess of the moon is Nemesis.
Wait,
No.
that's not
What is Nemesis from?
She was a separate trivia question that I didn't know.
Dear God.
Then, you know, let's focus on 2019.
What 120 is 19 is you're retarded or something.
Yeah.
You don't need to know.
You're like Rain Man.
You know what? Here's the point. Did you remember
How
Terminator?
many medals are on the wall? Quick.
Did you?
How many medals?
There's 3 gold, 5 silver, and 1 bronze.
You sound like Todd.
Am I right?
Jack Horseman.
Am I right though?
Yes.
I'm totally right. All right. That's all that happened in January. I don't see anything else important. There was a suicide bomber, but it was in Bogota, Colombia. So.
Doesn't count.
I would kill myself anyways if I were there. So, you know.
Wow, good thing you're
Damn.
not being born abroad.
Pope Francis arrives in Abu Dhabi.
Mhm.
I was like, why is that important?
'Cause
Apparently,
Abu
he's
Dhabi's
the
a
first
place.
pope to do that.
Oh,
Did we ever talk about Pope Francis? Are we cool with Pope Francis?
he's super cool.
Is that the real cool hip pope?
Yep,
That's the one.
The new one?
Yeah.
The hip one.
Right.
the cool.
I still believe it's a false religion. I
Of
don't.
course. I guess that's what I'm asking is.
What makes a true
Obviously-
religion?
I believe it's false like all other
I
religions.
was about to say, how do you?
How far does a pope have to go for it to be cool with you as an atheist? You know what I mean? Like, yes, he's more accepting.
He accepted evolution,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
That's
Is that
cooler.
cool enough, or are you still no? He's the pope. He's the.
He's got to burn Bibles for me.
I want to see him rap.
Yeah. I want to see him roll up a Bible page and smoke.
No, that's a
Smoke it,
cool
Joey.
book.
If you were to do that, what Bible chapter would you choose to roll a paper from? What would be the cool one to like?
Well,
Ask this question.
Revelations.
Ask it, Will,
You gotta do
because
Revelations. That's the cool one.
You got it,
This
Revelations.
is,
'Cause-
and and you do it as like the nuclear warheads are coming. Well, it's then, motherfucker.
then
That's
you
the way to
take
go
a
out.
page from Genesis and Revelation, make a big super one.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah.
From beginning to end. All right. I didn't think we'd have that much about Pope Francis. Let me be honest. I thought that was going to be a 2-second little thing. There's a lot of suicide bombing going on in 2019.
Mm.
The
Hey,
Taliban is mentioned in 2019. I don't know if you still remember that group.
Yeah.
They still exist,
Here's the
apparently.
thing about
Really?
suicide bombing. If it's unsuccessful, should you celebrate? Because, I mean, like, that guy was a suicide bomber. He doesn't kill anybody. It's
Well,
kind of a good thing. It's like one guy. The guy we didn't win anyways.
yeah, that's like the. I mean, he's still going to do damage to something, right?
He could be a really shitty
He could be
suicide
brutal.
bomber.
You only get one shot at it, really. So that's true.
Are we Emineming this? You think they listen to that?
It's like you have your suicide bomber schedule timer. You know, you're supposed to at this location at 2 p.m. And somehow you set the alarm clock for
Blow up driving down the highway.
Ooh, it was Eastern Standard Time. Fuck.
Who the fuck's with terror? No, so
Is that an argument for daylight saving?
no. Yeah, imagine our infrastructure in a civilized world. We get fucked up all the time at daylight saving time.
Yeah.
What if you're coordinating like a terrorist attack, like I don't know, the Ides of March or some shit, or you know,
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes shit.
Be like, fuck, I used the Gregorian calendar.
There's some people like showing up with like missiles and fucking bombs and shit an hour early. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, Jesus. Anyways, the Taliban killed 47 people while people in attacks while Afghan. That doesn't make any sense.
The blanket?
The people.
The blanket?
It says the Taliban kills at least 47 people in attacks. It doesn't say where. It says while Afghan Taliban peace talks are taking place in Moscow.
I don't say Afghanistani or Afghanistan.
It says Afghan Taliban.
Well, yeah, like the play Afghanistan Taliban.
Yeah, I get it.
They are the original Taliban,
The OG.
not those douches
Like the
self-identified
OGs.
as Talibans.
Posers.
Posers.
No. Man, there's so many countries not about United States.
Oh.
Oh. An unmanned demonstration flight of the new crew capable version of the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft intended to carry American astronauts into space achieved successful autonomous docking with the International Space Station. So,
He's autonomously docked with the International Space
Yes.
Station.
so non-piloted, they sent a spacecraft into space and it docked into the space station. But isn't it supposed to keep going? Like,
Yeah, it does.
does
It keeps rotating.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
No. I mean the spacecraft Dragon meant to like man people. Is it just supposed to dock there?
Yeah.
Is that the point of
Then
it?
they dock and then they get off onto the space
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
Why would that?
I didn't know SpaceX was doing anything just to go to the space station. I thought they were trying to like go to Mars.
that need a lot more infrastructure.
Yeah.
I guess they're working towards it.
I saw a video, Kurtzsat, something like that. I don't know. They're
Yeah,
pretty
I know
popular.
they have that little
Talking
thing.
about.
They have a duct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about moving the solar system in ways you can do.
What
that.
did you just
I'm sorry,
say?
I'm not kidding.
What did you just tell me?
Let's say we can somehow see. Oh shit! Because the solar system is rotating within our galaxy, right?
Yeah.
So something. Oh fuck! In about I don't know 100,000 years, we're gonna collide with that because they're gonna pull too close and asteroids might hit us. So if there's a way we can move our solar system out of the way, not Earth. Don't worry about
The whole
Earth,
solar system. I
whole
get
solar
that.
system. You do that with a solar jet, basically. The one way proposed was to create some sort of giant mirror. Sounds like a Futurama shit, but so photons when they come out have force to them.
Yes.
For example, if you're in space, you turn on a flashlight, you'll get pushed ever so slightly from
Yeah,
that.
I get it.
So the idea is that you reflect the protons from the sun back at
Okay.
itself. And
Why are we trying to move the whole solar system to avoid
Because if
asteroids
you
instead
move-
of just Earth? Because that's what we care about.
Because if you move the sun, everything comes with it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You don't move away from the sun, and
Right.
then you're just gonna.
Then you're out of your
Yeah.
gravitational
Right.
pull. Got it.
It's gonna be very cold or
This
very
is like
warm.
this is like
Hmm.
beyond what we're
Yeah.
I think 5 years.
Into that
Next 5
direction
years, we'll
and
be moving the
interact
solar
with
system
another
around.
solar system.
How long do you still
Right.
think we have before we get cars? Automated cars
I think it's
on the road?
20 to 50
Cons-
years.
At least.
Yeah. Like people
I
think
think-
it's real close, but it's
It's a
not.
pipe.
It's not at all. All right.
Too much. Oh, sorry.
Shut
No,
the
go
fuck
on.
up.
Just interrupt him. You can interrupt him. You are way bigger than him.
Do you see my medals?
He's the world butt dart champion.
All right, March 15th. This was actually the Ides of March.
Hey.
Speaking of, 51 people are killed and 50 others injured in terrorist attacks on 2 mosques in New Zealand.
Yeah.
How many you killed?
Apparently,
Who did it?
after that, Facebook announced they had disabled 1.5 million videos of the gunman's rampage.
Did you guys see the video?
No.
No.
You can actually watch it? They still
No,
have
you
it?
could on 4chan. Go to 4chan.
Oh,
Yeah.
4chan. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
No.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
So, like, was this just big news because it was New Zealand, you think, or just because the number was big enough?
So here's the
Like,
thing.
it was such
Here's
a
the
unique...
qualifier to foreign, not America.
Do they speak English?
If they're Anglo,
Mhm.
it's over like
If they're
15
white
or
people.
20.
It's kind of true.
If they're white people, we care about it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, there was a podcast we tried to come up with a mathematical equation to tell you how much we care.
Don Cheadle was involved somehow. I remember that.
I don't remember why,
I do,
but it sounds like
because-
something we
Yes.
do.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
the thing in
Oh,
Rwanda.
Yeah, because
Rwanda.
Rwanda.
If
Don
it wasn't a Don
Cheadle
Cheadle.
makes
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah.
Because there has to be a movie was part of the equation.
Yeah.
If there's a movie about it, we care.
Like
I knew
millions
Cheadle.
died, and I had no clue. And then Don Cheadle made a movie, so
Thanks,
now
Don.
Now we care.
Well,
So what we're saying is, if we don't care, it's Don Cheadle's fault.
Right.
That's I get
Well,
it.
look at fucking like Haiti. Haiti got earthquaked almost off the map entirely.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit anymore. It's like,
We
yeah,
cared
yeah,
at the time, though. We made
we
a
had
big
a
deal
weird-
about it.
There
Like,
was
Haiti was a
clumps,
big thing.
maybe.
because they were close.
But also, I think it was more because there was famous people talking about it.
True.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Haitian Americans in like Florida area. and
Yeah,
stuff,
that's true.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true.
Americans, but Haitian.
I couldn't point to Haiti on a map.
No, it's near
It's
the
south
Cuba
of Florida.
region.
Yeah,
Okay, but
It's
you
only
still
like
think I
that.
could point to it? Could you point to it?
I could because I actually tried to memorize most of the country. Like I did a little
Fucking
trying to. learn
Could you point to Haiti?
No, I could point to
Could
Cuba.
Chloe, could you point to Haiti on a map?
I
You know,
know.
wait, wait.
Terrible,
Do you know what the other
Yeah.
half is? It's
Yeah,
one
there's
island.
another half. I know Haiti.
There
yeah.
you go. She knows.
The Haiti is the south west part, and then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, I'm
I could point
really
to
bad
Cuba.
at
And probably Puerto Rico. That's about it.
Ooh.
Oh, I wanted to talk about something. Never mind.
This wasn't
We
when
don't know.
Brexit happened, but 40,000 people marched in central London in protest of Brexit.
Yeah, that's still happening.
Oh, Brexit. Yeah, that's So the Conservatives still won hugely in the
Yeah, like 80
I'm
seats
using-
in Parliament.
Trump's hugely now in the last
Big one.
election. So it seems like Brexit will finally happen,
Yes.
but they
It
said
actually
that, like,
will
800
happen. They've been
times
trying to
now,
like
and
stop
hasn't
it, stop
actually
it, stop it. What were you trying to say?
Going back to infrastructure, that is what will fuck the UK in half.
What?
Infrastructure and trading the United Nations and everything now.
Oh,
the trade deal
after
with
Brexit,
Canada.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Facebook censorship. That's horrible.
What about Facebook?
What about it? They're censoring the 1.5 million gunmen.
Yes. Now, recently though, they have been in the crossfire because Zucky B has been.
Oh, Zucky B.
They're friends.
Yeah, they've been in talks with like conservative leaders and right-wing people, and they took this stance where they're not going to remove any
political
censorship
thing.
I thought.
Even if they're lying, even if whatever.
But how far does that go? Can I be like?
That's what I don't know.
Why are you surprised though?
Oh, I'm not.
Guess what? Like how many people on there want to post that shit? Like the biggest user is an uncle that I know is an uncle of ours, and all the time fucking crazy conservative shit. Probably having bullshit.
I know.
But like that's engaging. He goes on. He clicks the ads. Like that is the big money.
They want those
So
people.
of course they're gonna align that
He's
way.
a star user of the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like us.
I guess
It's kind of funny because
now,
I see the constant threads in Facebook of the far left and far right posting nothing but memes about.
Yeah.
Because
If
they
it's
are.
recently the Trump stuff, it's always left people talking about, yeah, he's finally this, and then there's like, we're behind you, Donald Trump.
Yeah, and it totally drives engagement.
Yeah.
Like if it were just boring shit, so many people wouldn't go. But if it's something I hate that person, and I want to show them how great my guy is,
Yeah.
and why
It's such a more reason of why we're divided so much more than we used to be.
I guess that's what I was getting at. Is does it really matter if they're censoring it? Probably not, because most shit on Facebook is like you were saying, echo chamber shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The people who are posting it that agree with you already agree with you.
Yeah.
No one's
Or they want people to argue with them, so they,
No one is going to see a meme of Donald Trump and go, oh my god, that changes my whole fucking political. No one's going to do that.
You know what? I should be behind him too.
I feel like the people that post that shit sometimes think somebody that's like a transgender, I don't know, black person is gonna go on there and see Donald Trump and be like, I'm a Nazi now. Let's change my mind.
I have changed my whole worldview.
You got me, Nana.
That meme was it. No, like you said, it's definitely echo chamber. I mean, it's like. There's no disagree button.
Yeah. There's no frowny face now.
Is it though?
Reddit used to have a proper working version of thumbs up and thumbs down. That worked.
But they got rid of the thumbs down because people didn't like it. Because it gives you feel bad.
What it's stupid.
But they had to add other things because people didn't want to post like, so and so died. Well, I can't click the like button.
Yeah, that's why they added the faces and everything to give a more appropriate response. But there's still no like, I dislike this post button.
Yeah.
You can't dislike things because they don't want things to go in like the negative like Reddit could do.
Yeah. You can report them, but that's different.
But that's just
different. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean they're, illegal.
But people will still report things they disagree with, just out of principle. Well, that's kind of cool. Scientists from the Event Horizon Telescope project announced the first ever image of a black hole located in the center of the M87 galaxy. They actually took a picture of the black hole girl.
Yeah.
The black hole girl.
That's what she is. I don't know her name.
I mean, it's true.
Who knows her name other than she's a woman and she does something with a black hole? She's a black hole girl.
I mean, this is quite the accomplishment.
That's all I know.
But on the other hand, why is she able to take a picture? On the definition of black hole,
Her name is Katie Booman.
Light is not supposed to be able to escape from the.
So it was I think it's a generated image mathematically from all the the gravitational pull that it does.
Yeah.
So you don't see the actual. You see what it's pulling.
That's a visualization.
Yeah, it's actually technically a visualization.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't like a lot of things we see from space and visualization, anyways?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's still.
It is very impressive.
Yes.
People are.
That's true.
That's what irks me is when people say shit like, "Oh, what does it matter if we do this? What does it matter if we find life on Mars or things?"
Also, Donald Trump.
I got bills to pay. Dude. Well, that small brain thinking is what keeps us rooted in the fucking 30s.
Yeah. Well, I feel like those are a lot of the same people that do support Donald Trump.
Yeah, what does it matter?
We should be shoveling the
If that dude connected some wires and now we have light, what does that matter?
Yeah.
I got
still
this sheep
poor
fuck
people.
over here.
Those are the people that use on their laptops. That's fucking stupid. Who cares about science?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did actually not know this. April 11th, WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange is arrested after 7 years in Ecuador's embassy. I didn't know he was
Yeah,
arrested.
he's finally arrested. Yeah, that's been ongoing news. There's
I did not know that.
Yeah, he grew a big ass
It's
beard.
like a
Really?
Better,
clickbait kind of like they use an excuse to arrest him.
Oh, what he used? What they're? Oh no. What he's arrested in the
cost.
U.S. for is some like wire fraud, I think, whatever it is,
Yeah,
something
but-
actual,
but
a real
it's
crime.
different.
But the very first thing he was like arrested for
Yeah.
was in what country is he from? He's from one of the Nordic ones.
Let me see.
Sweden, maybe.
Finland?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Switzerland. It's whatever.
A Nordic country.
But it was he had sex without a condom
Oh,
and
yeah,
did not
yeah,
inform
exactly.
the woman
Oh, yeah.
not
yeah.
wearing
Consensual,
a condom, and that's the original reason he was hiding in the embassy.
He's
Because that's
Australian.
illegal in that country
Australian.
Yeah.
is like
Not
having sex
Nordic.
without a condom without informing the woman is actually like a crime.
Dang.
How do you not
Hardcore.
inform the woman that you're not using a condom?
How did she not know this?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, as you stick it in, wouldn't
I'm
she be like,
serious, that's
hey, wait a
fine.
Take a
second.
look at it. You know, you don't look at it dick before it goes in you.
Well, there are sometimes people will remove the condom and then stick it back in, and then you don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a good point.
The best practice
And
of
at that
sex
point, it's considered rape.
would be when
That
you
makes
change the
sense.
positions. All right, buddy. Okay.
Can you not feel the
If,
difference?
if you agree to have sex with someone while they're protected by a condom, and they remove the condom and you don't know,
That's
it's
nullified the
then
contract.
considered
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Do you think he really did that, or that's just a prostitute they paid to go like, hey,
Maybe they could have.
and then
I
you
mean-
need to say this?
Well-
We're talking about
And then
Julian
we can
Assange,
arrest
so
him.
yeah, there's a good chance that.
You're getting into espionage.
Yeah. He's definitely in the espionage world.
I mean, it
So.
happens to regular women all the time.
Yeah.
That's how they
No.
end up with STDs
Oh,
and
of
getting
course.
pregnant, and they're
Yeah.
like, but we used a condom, and the guy's like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can definitely get that happens, but with Julian Assange, we're talking a whole different scenario of they're trying to arrest this man
He's
any
too
way
high
possible.
profile.
He might.
Yeah.
He might do a 900.
This is like Mr. Epstein killing
yeah,
himself
He might do a
in
Tony
prison.
Hawk 900 off the top. Breaking that. He's just
Oh,
like some sweet skate moves.
this is a good one.
Uh-huh.
I feel like too much of this is going to be Trump, but it is the year of Trump, right?
Sorry.
Like,
True.
while he's in office, so much will be about it. So the full
Who said echo chamber?
448-page report on the investigation into Russia interference in the 2016 election, the Mueller report, is released in redacted form, though.
Yeah, that turned out to be nothing.
Not because they redacted everything that matters
At some
anyway.
point,
It's like
I've gotten so numb to it all. I did not read
Yeah.
anything
Yes,
other than
exactly what they
nothing,
want.
basically.
You know, one thing was interesting though. Remember, like last year, they released a shit ton of Panama paper.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I wanna
yeah,
know.
what did happen to those?
I wanna know what happened. What's
overwhelmed
going
with
on
the
there.
major news. That
Yeah.
It's like
You never know what's actually major anymore.
Well, that's a 24-hour cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even 24 hours anymore. It's like 6-hour
48.
cycles, man. It's like you're lucky if something lasts a couple of days as news. There's a lot of Venezuela stuff because they've been having like a lot
Oh yeah,
of
they went
Oh,
ISIS. It was
yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah. This happens when the economy crashes.
You know, the crazy thing I learned is the main competitor to whatever the party Chavez was. It's a new guy now after Chavez, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
That guy worked at, I think it's like Home Depot, or it's like a place in the U.S.
Dang.
Like he escaped Venezuela, and he literally works at some retail fucking U.S. chain, and he publishes shit on the internet about what the real exchange value for the money is, and kind of leads a little bit over there, like remotely.
Huh.
I remember reading that on the news.
That's far out.
Yeah, it's crazy shit. You wouldn't think like that guy that helped me find the plunger
yeah, right.
is almost a world leader.
That is fucking intense.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Or the random people you saw in the ER room is some African warlord.
Yeah, a lot of them.
No.
No, that was another story that I think was actually this year. Was like an African warlord was an Uber driver. He like
He was
participated
an
in
Uber
a
driver.
genocide, and he's an Uber driver in
Didn't he
America
got like
now.
5-star rating?
What
or something?
the
Yeah, he had a
hell?
5-star rating. That was the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
news.
yeah.
Very polite man.
He's a very
He
good.
murdered a few million
Jesus.
people.
That's so intense.
But he's a good driver.
But he.
Good driver.
But he always handed out those mini water bottles.
So can I be mad?
One side is about even.
Also,
He handed out lifesavers.
He killed 1 million people, but I was parched and he gave me water.
But it saved my life.
I
Hire me.
hate you.
Hire me. Marketers.
The redefinition of the SI system of measurement adopted by the majority of countries in the world takes effect. Not us, baby. Not us, baby.
We use
U.S. news and the fact that we still go, nah.
This is interesting. That, like, you know what they really had before? So I think this is they're all defined in, like, different measures. So now you start with a speed of light, and you can derive it all. But
everything
before,
is derivable.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah.
But before,
There's a multiple things.
in France,
Yeah.
I think in Paris, they actually had this ball that weighed 1
Oh,
kilogram.
yeah.
That is the reference kilogram.
You can
That's
actually
crazy.
Technically, if that changes,
you can
The
still
kilogram
find it in the
changes.
museum.
yeah, it's in a museum now.
Yeah.
But now it's all derivable from
That's kinda
basic
crazy.
properties of nature.
Of
Yeah.
nature.
It's all computable.
I remember, like, early in, I don't even think it was middle school, maybe late elementary school, though, they, like, taught us, like,
Oh, yeah,
this
that did
system,
not
like, it was going to be like, hey, we're going to have to learn this,
Yep.
because this is what it's going to have, like,
Yeah, no,
be,
that did not.
and it never
And
happened.
And now, when people tell me Celsius, I gotta go, hold on, let me convert that to American. Let me think of that through.
Like,
That's
you
cool.
remember that. Did you guys have that too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they were so
No,
confusing.
I'm
there's like
not.
a time. Well, you did.
Yeah, well,
She was taught right. We were taught wrong.
Yeah, she's like, why are you guys talking in feet and inches and some bullshit?
Doesn't make sense.
How long did it take you to adjust to our bullshit system?
God, how many
you still
years?
not
She's still working on it.
No.
She's like, how's long a foot? I was like, well.
Once I realized it's 69 degree out, then I need to grab a jacket.
That's what will
You know
put
what?
it in you. If, like, you tell me it's Celsius and I go out and it's like, oh shit, I should have grabbed a jacket. Then I'll learn what that means.
Yeah.
Can I say I do prefer the American system for Fahrenheit because Celsius
What?
is such a big
What?
jump.
No.
To
Oh,
me,
yeah.
when you say it's 100 degrees out and it's hot, that makes sense to my brain.
Because
100
it's
is hot.
what
But
the doctors
35
know.
degrees
No.
out, it's still hot.
It's not because of what I grew up with. It's because 100 is a high number. I can understand it's an intense heat.
Okay,
if it's
so
low, I can understand that's
The whole
cold.
thing Celsius is based on 0 is when water freezes.
I understand
Yeah.
how it works.
There is a basis for Fahrenheit, though. I think it's like blood boils at
Because that's something we need to
Whoa,
know.
whoa,
and
whoa.
zero
Because
is
blood is
Well,
such
the guy
a uniform
made it.
liquid that
Yeah, it doesn't
just,
matter.
Blood
This is before science was entirely established. They were kind of working this shit out.
But again, I don't buy your argument because
Why?
if you use a Kelvin,
Yeah.
it's a much larger
Yeah,
unit.
let's just use Kelvin.
No, I buy it. You know why? Because when our thermostat is in Celsius,
Oh, God
it
damn
goes
it.
by 0.5s. And I don't know
Exactly.
why, but it pisses
Because
me
you
off.
might as because in Celsius it's like the jump of 1 degree is a major change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that 0 to 100 is understandable, right? You understand percentages.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense
It's
to me.
almost like our entire number and math system is based on 10. It would make more
Yeah.
sense.
You know, funny thing is like I was
Yeah,
talking to some
exactly.
people defining 3D file format, and then we still put like, you know what should we put in units there? And then we're like, everybody else in the world uses meters. So put meters in there. Like, nah, we
Yeah.
gotta have unit equals to inch.
Hmm?
I'm with you on inches and centimeters and all that. It's just the temperature makes more sense to me as a 0 to 100 system.
That's just you being stubborn.
No, I'm not. I'm
you're-
saying there's a
your
reason
argument-
for it.
I'm
No,
gonna
the
argue
reason
for the
you're
point.
being
'Cause I like
stubborn.
being like, it's about that.
I'm like, it's about
Too crazy.
It got 100 degrees in here. She. All right. Also, I'm glad I did a visual joke on a podcast.
Yeah.
Got him. Let's see. May 27th. President Donald Trump, during an official state visit to Japan, is the first foreign leader to meet with the Japanese Emperor, Naruhito.
Yeah, they're
Cool.
Are they even less useless than the Queen of England? Like they have less power? I think so. I don't think they mean anything.
Who's the do they have a president or a prime minister?
Prime Minister
Prime
Shinzo
Minister.
Abe.
Well, like the emperor is just like a face kind of thing.
I read it
Yeah.
and I say,
They show up in news.
Do they?
Yeah, they show up in news. And
I didn't know they still had an emperor, quote unquote.
They do.
He did. He was the current one in the World War II was forced to go on the radio and be like, "I am not a god. You should not worship me. I have no powers."
What was this?
Yeah.
Like after they were defeated in World War II, the emperor had to go on and be like, "Don't follow me."
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
not a god.
On Facebook.
Wow.
That's
like, did you-
Today you probably would if it was defeated today.
It just reminded me when I was listening to the Dan Collins podcast on Rome, and when Pompey had his triumphs, he literally had a guy to whisper in ears.
Oh, that's
like,
every
"You are
triumph
not a
they do
god.
that, right?
You are
Every
not a
triumph.
god." Yeah, to remind them because they're like being so celebrated.
Mm.
It's like
No.
that's crazy.
You know what killed monarchy? The queen living forever and not dying in recent times, honestly. Because we don't care anymore, If we had big ceremonies, maybe sprinkled in, the queen died.
People care when like the princess gets
Hey,
married or prince.
just curious. Do you guys want to place a bet? Like, would the queen live to next decade?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
How old is she?
Let's put bets on when the queen will die.
How old is she?
Look it up.
She's old as shit.
90 something, I guess.
2024.
124? We got one bet.
Okay.
Woo! You're not giving her long.
August of 2024.
Is it the second? Yeah.
Yeah,
second.
she's the second.
Because whatever her health condition is, there's always some people that can afford it enough.
She's
money to
currently
pay for it.
93.
So I said Ox.
She has the best.
I'm giving her
health
past
care
the decade.
in the world.
I think she
That
can
decade-
make 3 digits.
As in 2030.
103? You think she's going to live to be 103 years old?
Set a date, my brother.
All right, I'm gonna give her to 2032.
You're out of your mind.
People live beyond 100. I don't know why you think I'm so crazy.
I'm
Oh, are
going
you writing this down?
2023.
She's a part of the Illuminati.
2023.
No, she's
That's
not.
mine.
She's not hanging out with
She's
Beyonce.
not.
Yeah.
What? She's hanging by a thread. I don't even think she knows what the fuck is going on around her anymore.
You can be insane and still live
Like-
beyond your years.
Yeah.
My argument is, as long as her brain was alright, they'll find some other organs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she has the money to live.
If she were on the U.S. Supreme Court, they'd find a way to keep her longer.
If she was a Republican.
If she was a Republican. She'd come out like wheeled out with all these machines.
Here's what's pulling that bitch.
She's more machine than
She'd be like, "Talk later."
There's still human in her. She spins her gun like RoboCop. We were talking about RoboCop the other day. That movie's fucking great.
It really is.
that
Though.
in at least 15 years.
People get Swiss
Dude.
cheese fucking murdered in that movie.
Yeah, the big opening is
80s
fucking
style.
brutal.
I was listening to a podcast with, I think it was Dan Harmon. He was talking about how genius the script actually, like, as a script and story, it is like so well written.
Yeah, Paul Verhoeven is an incredible writer and director. But people don't quite, I don't want to sound snobbish, but they're almost written to be satirical. Like RoboCop and
Yeah, they were definitely.
Didn't watch that.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers and stuff.
But they're
Written
so
to be
good, though.
satirical. But people are like, yeah.
Well, no, so this interview was with the writer, and he talked about how they wanted comedy in there. They didn't want to take themselves too serious.
Yes.
And it was like a big thing for whether or not they wanted to keep the jokiness in there.
Yeah.
Like the fucking giant robot just tripping down steps.
Yeah. People get fucking Red Foreman fucking paraplegics that dude Murphy in half with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah. I need to watch that again. It's been a while.
Your move, creep.
Seriously, been at least 15 years. Probably more.
Don't watch
Oh,
RoboCop.
here's the
No,
June
what's the one
7th.
with the samurai sword? They're like, I know it's retarded.
Wait, what?
The third one, they have like a jetpack.
Oh, I thought you were joking. I thought you were joking because that was what you wanted.
It was a terrible movie.
I thought you were joking because you want that in this RoboCop.
No, that's in a RoboCop. That's
It's actually
literally in a RoboCop.
existed. Okay.
Oh yeah, hey, you want cake?
Everyone wants cake.
Yeah, we bought some.
You want to pause for cakes?
I forgot. I totally just remembered. Yeah, let's pause for cake. And I wanted to refresh my old fashioned anyways.
Yes.
Well, I'll just keep it going. It'll just be in.
No, it's for you guys.
What's funny, though, is doing this since like 2013,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's like a joke that everybody has a podcast.
Mm. All the sponsors are lining up
Oh.
for a podcast that constantly mentions necrophilia.
Necrophilia and poop, man, it's all the rage.
A lot of lube companies. A lot of shovel companies.
The Walt is not
Why
going.
do I have a feeling it's gonna bring up Sesame Street?
Ugh.
I wish I knew a shovel company for a joke.
We should start endorsing shovel companies and lube companies on our podcast.
This episode brought to you by KY and Spade Shovels. Get them today. Also, if you're looking for a great morgue, I know just the place.
There's a chance they might pay us to stop.
Like wrestling.
Whew. Oh, Jesus. I'm glad I kept that recorded.
So what women's fucking team went to space or whatever the fuck?
Let's go back to necrophilia.
Well, I don't know if you know, but the women's soccer team captain is a lesbian, so you might want to watch the comments.
That is true.
I would have guessed.
You can
Who
tell
would
by
I
the
have
haircut. She's either a lesbian or wants to speak to the manager.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know exactly with the hair.
She's hot though.
Is her name Karen?
It's Megan.
I think I know her.
It's Megan.
Is she hot and a real lesbian? Those are
What are you
gold.
What do you mean a real lesbian?
What's that? Wow.
Like
Well, I
Kristen
mean,
Well,
Stewart.
they're porn lesbians.
One of those fake lesbians.
What do you think they're in porn?
I think she's
They're
hot.
lesbians
You
for
might
money.
not think she's hot.
They're lesbians for money.
Yeah. Gay
I guess.
Yeah, totally.
So the most lucrative pornography to do is gay porn, man on man. I'd say 20% of people.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is that
You
a
get
fact?
I thought Ben didn't get paid at all because they're like, you want to fucking.
Hey, Alexa!
No.
Damn it.
So let's say you get paid $500 for being a guy in a straight porn.
Uh-huh.
You would get $5,000 fucking another guy.
What?
I thought,
Google
I
this.
thought
I
it was
need
more than
verification.
women.
Even as a top?
One-on-one might be. I meant
Google,
for
what
men.
are the highest paid porn
I meant for the
actors?
men.
Gotcha.
But what I'm saying is that in gay porn, there's a lot of straight people who do it just to get paid.
And a
Wow.
lot of straight women do it so they don't have to deal with men.
Get paid.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
what'll happen is a woman will arrive on set, agree to do certain things for a certain amount of money, and then as the porn is happening, they'll then tell her to do things she didn't agree to, and then she won't get any money if she doesn't do those things.
That's pretty.
Yeah,
good.
that's a very common thread
That's how
in
the really
porn, like
crazy
women
shit
being
happens.
treated like shit.
It depends how
Oh, yeah.
famous you are, you know.
So really, it's just
So-
saying is before you enter any industry as an individual, you need to study law for like 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
You need to really see what industry you're entering, yes.
This is weird. It doesn't break it down
If you studied law,
to.
you wouldn't be in porn.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Those people have other options.
If you didn't pass the bar exam.
Okay, so you were like a stripper, paying off your
Working your
med,
way
you
through
know,
college.
paying off your school loans.
Although what you don't get off, you get off from the field medical school is not much.
That's true.
Hmm?
Truth.
The things I've looked up on this fucking computer for
The
this
government's
podcast.
like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's true.
Your FBI agent.
We have
assigned you
Googled
as disappointed.
necrophilia
A
laws.
lot.
This is very
A lot. Necrophilia, bestiality, name it.
Wait, what's
Oh.
bestiality on there?
What?
No. This podcast, we've looked up those.
Like, what are the laws for bestiality?
Yeah.
Also for Zach's private use. He needed
Yeah.
to know.
Because once
This
again,
law popped up, it was weird.
we've asked the question. So this is what one of the things that prompted the discussion. So you can kill a chicken and it's a-okay. It's
Oh, you
perfectly
told me
legal.
about this.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
hear this again.
Exactly. So that's part of the podcast. You get it. All right.
Ah, poor chicken.
I don't even think a human penis can go up a chicken.
Well,
All the way.
well,
I don't know
I
enough
don't
about
wanna
the
know.
chicken anatomy,
Zach
but
knows
apparently it's a
I
thing.
know plenty about the human penis. I don't know enough about the
Have you cooked the turkey?
I have cooked the turkey. Yeah,
There you go.
the camera's
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
But
very true.
just remember, the chicken vagina is also the chicken.
But isn't a turkey a lot bigger than a chicken?
I mean, you
All
gotta
right,
be
have you
really
cooked
packing
chicken?
a fucking turkey.
You can shove a chicken in a turkey.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
No, don't you shove the chicken and the duck in the turkey?
Yeah, duck, chicken, turkey. Duck,
That's
chicken,
a
turkey.
dish?
Turkey.
It's
yes.
turducken.
Turducken, yeah.
Is that a
Hold
real
your hand,
thing?
yeah, hold your hand
Yeah,
up.
it's French
So,
thing.
duck, chicken,
Uh-huh.
And then
turkey.
you're the turkey. Open up.
There you go. Turkey.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm.
I feel like that turkey didn't. even
Poultryception,
do that
baby.
I don't think anyone would do that
You know,
Just
we're all
showed up and
dead.
they
We're
just got all
all
the
dead. We're all dead.
You know, this Thanksgiving I posted a picture about how I cooked the quail.
Mhm.
I stuffed the grape inside quail. During the process, I feel like I'm severely violating.
Like you should have paid
It's not
for it.
supposed to go up in there.
Did you apologize before or after?
I think I already ate that.
No apologies were made.
But you didn't say that you put it in his mouth like a ball gag.
And then stuffed it.
Oh, man. That's true. Like the quail she made,
Huh?
you like tie it up like it's a goddamn kidnapping.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh shit.
You got to.
you do feel like you're violating it somehow.
Yeah.
Even in its death.
I made Scotch eggs using quail eggs before. Quail eggs are like,
Yeah.
I got big ass hands, so I'm like trying to feel that shit. It was a nightmare. It's really good though. It's a cute little Scotch egg. Normally they're big.
I'm not gonna lie, 2019 has a lot of nothing. I had to skip all of July.
Mostly boring.
Yeah.
Until we hit the good stuff.
Mm.
Mass shooting at a Walmart store in El Paso, Texas on August 3rd.
That's the one that
22
was within,
people dead.
Yes, that's the one that was in within 13 hours of the shooting in Dayton.
Where was this?
There was
It doesn't
50
have that
people
one on here.
This was in Dayton?
So there was a shooting
Oh, right here
in
it
El
is.
Paso, Texas,
Yeah.
and then less than like 13 hours later, there was a shooting in Dayton,
Yep.
Ohio, and combined it was like 50 people dead and then like another 50 injured.
It's 32
Really?
dead
32, sorry.
No, I read
and
about
49 injured.
That's how tuned out I am. It was in my.
I remember
I
it.
would, I would
Yeah.
remember it.
how numb to it you are.
Yeah.
Maybe you did hear it in passing.
Yeah, and I was just like, well.
But if someone just said,
But
you
you've
know,
lumped it with every
Exactly.
shooting you've heard in the
Yeah,
past year, which is like how many?
If,
Yeah.
Like-
if someone tells you, hey, 50 people just died in a city that a state you live in, you're like, holy fuck. But no, we're just like, dang, well.
I think if it was city, if it was a major
Throw another one in the pile.
Columbus shooting.
Dayton's not a small city.
No, I'm saying like the city I live
They
in.
just
Oh,
shoot
it
up
becomes
people in
more.
Shelby, Ohio. Like,
I would be okay. That would stick out. Hometown or the city I currently live in. State doesn't matter anymore.
But you're
That's
going
how
to my
frequent.
point of it shouldn't have to have a stipulation. For
No,
you to
I agree
care.
with you.
Yeah.
I agree with we're so numb to it where it has
Yeah.
to be relevant in
Right.
another way.
How many Don Cheadle movies are there about it? Otherwise, I don't care.
I was gonna say, I mean, I was in Florida when the mass shooting happened at the gay club in Orlando.
But that was a big one. That
So
was
you got-
almost
that was-
before
Yeah, I've
the
definitely
boom.
heard of that.
That was like before the
Yeah.
boom of.
It was one of the stars.
It was
Yeah.
the largest mass
Yeah.
It was
shooting.
50 something.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
over
was
50
huge
people.
too. That's
Yeah.
true.
At one point,
Previous
do
record
you
was
think,
like 28.
shooters are
They
gonna
bumped
stop
it to
because they're like,
50-something.
I mean, I'm not that good.
And there
at
was
shot.
security
I
at
can't
the
get
club.
people
It
in
didn't
there.
matter.
I mean, like,
That's
That's the other
true.
thing too. People are like, well, this is why we should be allowed to carry guns. Well, if there was security with guns, they got shot.
You're right. Here's
The security is like,
Yeah, I mean-
my boss didn't pay me enough to do this shit.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
I'm just here to pat down the game.
Yeah, I was about to say if it was that bad, 51 shot, I'd probably be out too.
most security guards get paid shit. Like,
Yeah.
if you were
Yeah.
a security guard and there was a guy with an assault rifle that looked like he knew what he was doing,
Yeah.
would you just be like, fuck this shit?
I would-
I already got my paycheck.
I would keep watching whatever YouTube video I was
It
watching.
doesn't matter. You didn't even have the thought. You're dead. He already
Yeah.
shot you.
I got a good one. So
True.
there was one person went into YouTube headquarters and they're trying to shoot, and he got 0 kills.
That's newsworthy in the
Yeah.
fact that they got 0.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's either you need double digits and you gotta be past
Or you
like
gotta
we're
flat
talking
out.
like 20s at this point to be memorable at all, or 0. You gotta like fail
You have
miserably.
to kill yourself right.
Like the top comment was like, "Gee, at least go to a shooting range to practice your aim."
Should have saw
What
the
is
videos
this?
without shooting.
Yeah, there was a guy that went into the headquarters of one of the banks that I worked at while I was living up here, and it was only like 2 hours away. And they killed, I think, 3 or 4 people, like a manager, some people in the
Jesus.
loading docks, and then like injured another
Well,
3
what
others.
kind
The loading docks of a bank?
Well, it was like the headquarters, so it was,
Oh,
okay,
it was
okay.
the
So
downtown office.
Gotcha.
How often does this have to happen before you're worried about, like, before you go into work?
I still think it's so rare, technically.
What's the
We
relevance?
after that
Yeah.
happened, we
Yeah.
started having mandatory what to do if there's a shooting.
Yeah.
But now are you looking at the creepy guy trying to be nice to him?
I have to do that every day.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's just customer service.
all old men are creepy. I just got a Facebook friend
No,
request from
old
someone I
people
helped
usually
once.
don't shoot. The creepy guy
Yeah.
you work with that, like, if somebody pisses him off enough,
Oh, okay.
he's
I
gonna
got
come in with a gun. Hi, I
Yeah.
baked you a cake here. Run
It
out
goes-
of me when you get pissed.
I feel like I'm more naturally attracted to outcast people in any
I
setting,
do, too.
anyways.
I think
It
most
goes
women should
back
be.
to his relevance. The question you were asking, go back to his relevance.
Oh, Nick was
because,
so nice. You get to live.
like,
I'm cool to everybody. I don't fight.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You're not gonna care unless it happens to you. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only reason,
That's
we
human
just,
nature.
She said we just now started what would happen if it was a shooting because it happened at
Yeah.
a place of irrelevance. It happens all the time. It's not as rare as you think.
No,
Look up
it's
how many-
rare.
Look up how many shootings happened this year.
Shootings
in
are
this
different from
country.
mass shootings, though.
But no, you can
Because
the
they
fact
count-
that you're stipulating that is
No.
No, because they count shootings as like gang violence amongst gangs, like 2 people killed, but they're 2 gang members.
even if you take all the
That's a
Look
mass
up
shooting
mass
according
shootings.
to the numbers.
Look at how many mass shootings there have been.
take
That's what I'm
every-
saying. That counts as a mass shooting with the
Sometimes
numbers.
Just every death, gun death, divide it by 350 million people in this country. Not gonna happen to you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's
not
my
saying-
point.
yeah.
Statistically,
You're living
not gonna
something
happen
hard.
to you.
Yeah.
Right.
I went
Okay.
to
I'm not
Cleveland
saying-
while there was a gunman that was on the loose that hadn't been caught yet. I'm still alive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't live your life in fear. It's not
I went to
gonna
the
help.
casino, did shots with my dad, walked back to our hotel. No crazy Cleveland gunmen killed us.
Just saying, it's not.
But then again,
uncommon.
she's scary though. She scared the shit out of the kid. She scared the shit out of the gunman.
She grabbed him by the arm and said, "You trying to shoot this place up, mister?
Fuck you. Where's your parents? Where's your parents?
Where? Who raised you?"
Exactly, that's my slogan. Who raised you? Where are they?
Do I need to talk to your manager or your parent?
Who runs this establishment? Maybe I should cut my hair real short.
But statistically, you're gonna die on your way to work in your car rather than a gun.
That's not my point at all. I'm not saying live in fear.
Yeah,
You're just saying
You're
it's
saying
not
start packing
rare.
yourself.
I'm saying it's rare.
Packing
It
heat,
is not
man.
rare for the United States.
I'm saying it is rare. What's your definition of rare? Statistically, it doesn't happen very often.
It's
Look
rare
at-
as I wish more people cared.
Yes. Look
The
how
amount
relevant-
of non-shootings that happen in school
Look up mass
is a
shootings-
lot more
look
than
up
the
mass
shootings. that
by
happen.
country.
Okay.
We're the number one.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Number
Uh,
one.
You America! America!
We finally got number one.
We did it!
Not a lot, too. There's
And
not
then
a
it counts by
competitor.
war.
What's
War
that?
doesn't count.
See?
Yeah, I'm not counting
Got a
war.
lot of people.
Because those are regulated
Number one, a
things.
million
It took
times
like
over.
takeoff.
Okay, so we count mass shootings, but not genocides in Africa.
No.
Wait.
Where they mass shoot people in
But
graves.
Zach, we need them to be Uber drivers.
You know what? You know, also they don't.
That's true.
That's some racist shit.
How many mass shootings probably happen in China? They're just like, well, we're not reporting that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
that's my point. Is we also report it.
It's so hard to get a gun, so a lot of people just went out with the
Not
knife
the
that you
government.
cut watermelon with. Like that.
The
That's
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably have mass
Yeah.
I
stabbings.
have one of those. I need one.
Well, if you want to kill people in China, you're all set.
All right. Well, I don't think we're gonna ever be allowed in China, so because us going on a trip to
They actually
China.
listen to the podcast.
I just keep
Big
them to,
fans.
kill
They're the only
snakes or
people.
cut down coconuts, whatever it is.
By the way, Uyghurs are in the news.
Uyghurs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, did you learn that because of the Uyghur
Yeah.
video that I did?
Yeah, because the podcast we did was called Uyghur Please.
Oh, yeah. They've been in the, because they're like totally like
It's just
fucking
funny to
over.
actually hear the
There's
word, because like the first time you used that word, I was like, wait, what did you say?
Well, they have great food.
They do.
Anyway.
All right. Whew.
Well, hilarious.
Let's move on.
It's at least 52 degrees Celsius.
The main yield curve for U.S. Treasury bonds inverts
Oh,
as the yield rate for a 2-year bond rises higher than the yield of a 10-year bond.
I know this is nerdy,
So it's
but
better to have a 2-year bond. You'll make more money off of it.
yeah. So
Yeah, because the market fluctuates.
the reason is, so basically, you're saying I'd rather take the 2-year bond
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what the rates will do in the 10-year bonds, right?
Yeah.
So it
The rates
implies
are
people just
low.
want to invest.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
So that means they're
Short-term.
fluctuating so much you don't know.
Yeah. So they well, it's basically assume that the Fed's gonna in the future lower the rate for the 10-year. In that way, you lock in. You want to.
I see. In 10 years you want the
Yeah,
lower.
because what happened is the Feds
I'm
just
too drunk to
lowered
do
the
this.
rates for like the third time this year. A few
Gotcha.
weeks
So
ago.
2 years better.
So what you want
Well-
to do is, because rates fluctuate so much, but over time, like the last 10 to 20 years, there's been an upward trajectory, even though there's been dips. But right now they've lowered rates again. So that's why it's a good.
You picked the most boring thing to say. I don't know why you said
It's
that.
It was the only U.S. relevant
This
thing.
actually very much predicts a recession. That's what's really, really important.
So like it's a good
See?
time. To,
Important.
it's a good time to take a loan.
I'm
bad time to
interested.
invest.
So you're saying
I'm
should
sorry, it's
sell
not
all the stock.
jokey,
No,
murder,
no.
bang, bang.
Yeah. Hey, get back to the killing.
Can we get back to why America's #1 in killing?
No, if anything, Chloe, because you're young, you should stay in the stock market and be more aggressive because you have another like 40 years before you're gonna retire.
Nah, she drinks way too much and eats too much.
He eats way too much cake.
But anyways, time's on your side, and like you said, the trajectory's been upwards. It just has small dips. So you obviously at your age should be more aggressive. When you start getting towards like into your 50s and are looking more at retirement, then you want to go a little bit less in the stock market.
Like penny stock aggressive.
When you become a citizen of the United States,
BlackRock
are
is
you trading
really
your
good to invest
citizenship
in.
from where you're from, or are you still a Chinese citizen?
Well, I haven't even got my green card yet.
Yeah.
Man, you're
Oh.
speeding up a lot.
Oh, now we see why you married Nick.
Okay.
Oh, shit. I see what you're trying to do now.
So when you do
That
become a
was-
U.S. citizen, like if an immigrant becomes a U.S. citizen, are they still citizens
Wait.
of both?
No,
You don't get your green card from marrying him?
Depends on the country. Yeah, she will. She has to fill out things.
it's,
Oh.
But
on
it's
the
like a
paperwork.
process. It's not like
It's
boom,
a
It's
you're
not,
on.
it's
year
not, you don't go to
process.
Walgreens.
It's about a year, yeah.
I don't know how it works
You
at all.
come to Walgreens. I'm a U.S. citizen now.
Walgreens, I need one of them cards.
So there are certain countries that allows dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And China is not one of them.
Okay.
So technically speaking, if you got U.S. citizenship, you're supposed to give up your Chinese citizenship.
You renounce
You
your
can't have dual citizenship.
No,
in
you
China.
can't.
Not for certain countries.
not
Yeah.
China.
But there's always a big but.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people who just hide away the fact, and they have dual citizenship anyway. So take that
How do they
one
not
woman
catch this?
as an example who
Because
was
it's
arrested
different
in
governments and they
Canada.
don't cooperate.
She has 18
Oh.
fucking passports, so you figure that shit out.
She's fucking Jason Bourne?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That is actually impressive. All right.
Yeah.
You know what? A fucking Jason
Well,
Bourne
you're
going on.
super rich.
I was gonna say double
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You could get like buy one get one free kind of
Yeah.
passport.
You know, like-
we did passports at Drug Mart. It ain't that hard to get a
No,
passport.
it's not.
We looked at your ID and said, whatever.
We did
We'll
the
have it.
photos.
Oh, true, but
You have to go to the post office to get the passport.
True.
Yeah.
You just fill out a form, mail it
Yeah,
in,
you
go get your
just-
picture
You know-
taken.
It wasn't that
New Zealand-
hard. It was just annoying.
New Zealand is one of
And
the
you have to
places
pay for
where
it.
you are allowed dual citizenship.
Where?
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand, and so all the big tech billionaires are
Uh-huh.
getting like dual citizenship there, and they're having fucking like bomb shelters and like what do they call them
Safe havens?
like in that Cloverfield movie.
It's a bomb shelter.
Yeah,
Yeah, bomb shelter. They have that shit built in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And if China and the U.S. or whatever,
Going to the wall.
private airplane, like they seriously had that. Shit.
That doesn't
There's like
surprise
this
me at all.
documentary about like this person tracing like all these billionaires that are building these things secretly
Just
in
in
New
case.
Zealand.
Nice.
I mean, I
I'm
wouldn't
sure
be shocked
they all
if
have
it
their
was
own
like
arcs too when we flood.
Probably do. They could buy an ark and they can buy 2 of every goddamn species. they can pay guys to find 2 of every ant.
Why not the ants is gay?
We fucked it all up.
You don't talk about
The guy they pay, they're like, make sure those ants aren't gay, by the way.
They got their little ant farm, they're shaking them. Fuck!
By the way, it's important. No, didn't just bring 2 of every animal. It was like 2 pairs of like lots of the
Just in
animals.
case.
Most of the animals. There's 2 pairs in the Bible.
Pairs.
Yeah, it says 2
Oh,
pairs.
so in case they are gay.
Well,
No one thought ahead.
pretty sure that's for genetics.
That's right.
So you don't end up with derpy animals.
But no, they didn't think about that in the Bible because they're all from Adam and Eve,
Yeah.
right? So that's
How dare you?
there aren't a
Jesus
lot of
talk about
chromosomes
everything.
going around.
That's true. All right.
So actually, the funny bit about it is because there's so little pandas
Mhm.
in the planet these days, so some of the zoos would help to facilitate the panda to reproduce, right?
They show
So they
panda
actually
porn.
have some dude dressed up in a panda suit.
That's the panda?
They're trying to perform live action films in
Oh,
front of panda
man.
to stimulate that kind of movement.
They left that out of the
They're like, this
Bible.
is what
Noah
you're
did that
supposed to
too.
do.
Yeah, Noah left that all
No,
the
no,
animals
there's
like,
porn.
I'm gonna here and get horny here.
I mean, seriously, if you put like a 16-year-old like human age panda versus 60-year-old human
Yeah.
age panda,
You're gonna need some panda porn. Yeah.
Yeah, you need panda porn.
You gotta make some panda porn.
The sad thing is, I bet
what?
you can find people on the internet that will pay and masturbate to panda
Oh,
porn.
absolutely.
They just gotta live stream it, yo.
That's my side
So
hustle.
the deal with panda, panda are a species that are trying to die, right? They're
Yeah.
too stupid.
They're-
They don't want to
Yeah.
fuck. They eat and they fall down all the time. We just keep them alive.
You're
We just
thinking
have
of
them on life
koalas.
support.
You're thinking of me when I'm really drunk.
Yeah.
They're bad too. Koalas and pandas.
We have to
Yeah, I
do
think
so
I told
much
you about
shit just to
koalas.
get these pandas to fuck and take care. Because they get confused if there's like 2 baby pandas. Like, well, this one's worthless. They throw it away. So they have to like rotate the babies so they don't die.
Oh
For
my god,
that,
I know.
baby pandas are the size of jelly beans, so sometimes they accidentally
It's
eat
not
them or
really
squish
bad.
them.
They're that
They're
tiny?
the size of jelly
Pretty
beans.
sure.
They're like
So-
cute full size.
They
Why
come
have I never
out. They
seen a
literally
little
come
one?
out naked, and
So-
they're like the size of a jelly bean.
I didn't know that.
So actually, I don't know why I watched this video, but I
Oh.
watched the panda like
You watching panda porn?
We know why you were watching. We know.
I saw a mommy panda giving birth to baby panda. The thing that literally shoots out, go boing.
We're not trying to kill it that way. I'm gonna shoot my baby.
So it's like a golf ball. They have to fucking find it after they give birth. And like after 2 minutes, like,
Where's
eh.
Yeah, that's
They've
all
got to
they're showing
shuffle so
Tila
they don't
Wada.
step on it.
Yeah. Jesus. Hey, a protester shot in the chest with live round
Cool.
in Hong Kong protests.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's going
the
on.
whole thing.
The whole Hong Kong thing.
The Hong Kong thing,
Yeah.
It's
They
like
took
it's
a break
really
for the holidays.
crazy.
They did. They honestly did. They like
For
so they were
what?
putting those bricks on the roads and stuff to like mess up infrastructure. They actually went and cleared out ways that way people could get, for the holidays.
They're like, well, let's not be too inconvenient. for
Well,
people.
like if ambulances need to come,
Yeah.
they still move it out of the way. So.
Okay.
I see that's what people trying to do with a skid row in LA. They put giant rocks in there so
Yeah.
to prevent people to set up tents over there.
Hmm?
It works somehow,
Damn.
right?
Yeah.
At least that's what the news deemed worthy enough to tell me. That's
Mm.
what the higher ups have deemed worthy.
That's for your entertainment today.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to put United States 2019 news.
Yeah.
Just have that in order. Where's my US filter? An estimated 1 million people marched through London in a protest organized by People's
I was driving a
Vote.
dolphin.
A shark.
Sharks.
Yeah.
Hagar's badass. I didn't know he was that badass.
I have a Hagar for President t-shirt.
Uruguay, Argentine.
God, it's hot enough.
Yeah, it actually is getting really hot. You can go up there and
Why is
like
it so hot?
turn the heat off.
The week
I don't
we
know
left
why they-
Florida was the greatest because we turned the heat off.
It was probably like,
It was a
50
winter
degrees
wonderland.
here.
It was so nice. It was a winter wonderland.
oh shit, I forgot about this. This is actually recent. Social media website Twitter bans all political advertising worldwide.
Did they really?
hmm
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was on the 30th. Do you think Facebook will follow suit?
No,
eventually?
we literally just talked about
I'm
this.
just
Yeah.
saying. Do you think they
But
will
why
now
is
that we know?
Why did Twitter do it?
Yeah, why'd Twitter do it then?
They don't got Facebook money.
Yeah.
They don't got the Zuck.
Twitter has a lot of money, but yeah, it's not
Zuck,
Facebook
got the
money.
So Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard person.
It's lizard people lying.
Yeah. The little lizard brain.
What's
He's
the
pretty
Jack Dorsey? I think that's his name. The
Sure.
CEO of Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Sure.
It's also famous, kinda.
Alright, I know it's unrelated, but
They don't say my little
Is that the
blurb.
panda porn?
Yes.
Boy, I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Oh shit! It does kind of like fly out. It's like it wasn't like a straight. It was like a mortar.
Yeah.
Woo!
I feel like if I was a zoo, like in charge of a zoo, doing the little panda boards, I'd put like the skee ball.
Like a slip and slide.
Yeah,
Right
like,
in the nursery.
you got 20 points.
Shuffle.
You're curling.
Just line up pandas and pregnant pandas. Boo!
Yeah.
Boo! Boo! That would be a funny game.
Yeah, like you take turns, you get one pregnant panda, and you try to aim
Is
it.
that your new board
No,
game?
no. I was thinking of an app like Flying Bird. Pregnant panda. Poof, poof.
I like it more as a board game.
It would never sell in China.
That's true.
Wildly inappropriate.
but now let's just thinking
But it would be
how
made
hard
there.
it is for human mother to give birth, and versus how easy it is for panda mother to give birth. And
Pop 'em right
somehow
out.
panda is on the verge of extinction.
Could you imagine if our babies were born that way? The doc would actually have like a catcher's mitt.
Oh, hit the wall.
Yeah.
How are they not damaged in that process?
I think
You're
even
blowing
like
concussion.
American football,
Yeah, right.
a lot of them would catch it and want to spike it immediately.
Well, they have like a first baseman they immediately throw to. Jesus. Now we're getting into like recent news, and they're obviously public impeachment hearings against Trump begin on the 13th of November.
And,
They succeeded.
Google enters the video game market with the launch of Stadia.
Yes.
Dog shit.
that's not.
Don't know anything about
was
it.
a running
They
joke.
pay so much for that
Yeah.
to be news, but it's not news.
So the way it works.
Clearly not, because I never heard of it.
No
Yeah,
title.
on paper, it sounds cool. The idea is that Google has all their servers and fucking wherever it is, and I could play a game on my phone, Assassin's Creed or whatever. All I'm doing is hooking up to that server.
Yeah, you told me about this.
sending
Okay,
requests
yeah,
and
yeah.
streaming back what happened.
See, you even told me about it, and I forgot that it
Yeah.
existed.
Problem is, lag exists, so you're not gonna play a game like a shooter or a fighting
So-
game.
Yeah, which
NVIDIA tried
latency
this
is so
called
important.
NVIDIA
Yeah.
Shield,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it failed miserably.
yeah.
But luckily,
They've been trying.
they bring enough chips so that Nintendo Switch bought them, so NVIDIA still
Yeah.
profit a lot.
Yeah.
Now Google trying to do it again. So.
All these they're trying to hit it. If the company can nail the Netflix style of gaming, they'll make a ton of money.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they're trying.
Netflix of gaming would be
That's what
amazing.
they're trying.
But the bandwidth though.
Exactly.
That's the problem with it.
And you think Google paid for fucking Microsoft like Windows codes on all those fucking servers? No.
No.
They're running on Linux garbage, and so the games aren't coded properly, and they're not even up to date on some.
No, they only have very limited title because they don't work with
Yeah.
the developers to release.
Yeah, those aren't fucking PCs out there. They're just fucking.
Yeah. So we're back to basically our day, because the only other news was he was impeached.
Oh.
Hey.
So now we got to do our predictions for 2020.
Well,
We
hold
didn't
on.
actually talk about the impeachment.
Okay.
It took me a while to figure out what he was impeached for.
Two articles.
Okay, I don't know the first one.
Okay.
The basic idea is Ukraine.
Abuse of power. That one.
Yeah, he wanted the Ukrainians to investigate Joe Biden's son,
Yes.
who apparently held, I think, a position on was it an oil company?
Yeah.
Something. He's held some company. He was paid a lot of money by the Ukraine, and he was withholding funds he was going to provide to Ukraine
Yes.
Oh, okay. Until they.
until they began an investigation against his son.
Yes.
Now, I saw so much goddamn news. So much goddamn news all over the impeachment. I did not know what was going on.
I
news
knew
was
the
not
words
informative.
No.
You have to
Ukraine.
go to Wikipedia and read
That's
the
all I know.
article if you actually
Yeah.
want to know what the fuck is
Because
going
that's the
on.
thing, they don't care if you know the details.
Yeah.
They just want to spark it up. He's getting
Exactly.
impeached for this, you know?
I did hear Ukraine.
Yeah.
I
It was
knew
on a
Ukraine
phone
was
call.
in-
It was on a phone call.
Yes.
And he didn't explicitly say, does
Right.
not see me explicitly say, fucking investigate
No,
Joe
he
Biden.
was-
He mentioned it, and then
he
he
was shop
mentioned
talk.
the aid to Ukraine.
It's the whole.
And then-
Do we actually have the phone call? Like you can
Yeah.
listen to it?
Actually, like they always record like
Yeah.
official White House calls. That's what Nixon was impeached with because like they went
They
missing.
record.
They went missing
Oh.
was the actual
Gotcha.
scandal in the Nixon.
So what's the second article then?
So one article was abuse of power. The second article was obstruction of justice or obstruction.
Oh,
of
he's not
whatever.
cooperating. Yeah.
Congress. He wasn't cooperating.
Oh, because he wasn't given the
Yeah.
documents. Okay.
He refused to keep those over.
Well, the problem is though, like, even if it goes to trial, which it won't, because they need like how many senators?
Well, it'll go to trial.
Probably.
It just won't be convicted.
Yeah, they don't need the thing.
The trial-
I thought they still have to go to the Senate, and the Senate has to approve for it.
well,
No,
that's what I'm
they
saying.
have to convict.
That
the
is
Senate
the
has
trial.
to convict,
Oh,
In a trial.
gotcha.
and that they need all the votes.
Which they need 2/3,
Two-thirds.
and it's, I think I looked it up, it's 50, what was it, 53 are Republican?
Yeah,
You need
they're not
20
gonna-
Republicans.
So,
You need
Most
20
likely.
Republicans. to flip.
20.
There are a lot of Republicans that hate Trump, though.
20?
They need to.
But they're
really-
also very loyal to their party.
Yeah, so that's the part. That's the problem is that we're in a
I
party
mean, I'm not
over.
saying. I think it probably won't happen. He probably won't be impeached.
Yeah.
But they're
No,
gonna.
He
He's
won't
already-
be convicted. He's been
He's
impeached.
already been impeached.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Convicted.
The term impeach is fucking
I
dumb.
know.
Can we just agree
I
on
hate
that?
The whole thing. The trial. They're gonna go to trial.
Yeah,
Will he actually be convicted?
No.
probably.
not. They have a lot of Republican senators going over. There are some that have definitely said that they hated Trump. They didn't like him. Maybe,
But they're also risking if he doesn't get convicted, he'll still be in office. And then I'm sure there's backlash in the political
absolutely.
world
Oh, yeah,
if
totally.
you voted against it.
Yeah. This is
Or
exactly
for it,
why.
I should say.
It's like the problem. They have to get all the senators to coordinate and know that they're all going to backstab the
Yeah.
president.
Yes. At least 20 of them.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But no one wants to do it because they don't want to be the one that votes and then it doesn't pass.
It's
Yeah.
like in a room, you all
Yeah.
gonna bring out your knife.
If
Yeah.
this was a
Just
This is why there's kid diddling rings,
Yeah.
because 20 of them get together like, we're all recording this, and then if any of you go back on this, is getting released.
So if this was a private vote, he'd be gone. I'm positive.
If
of that.
nobody knew who voted which
If you
way,
didn't know who voted
Not
what, he'd be
entirely.
gone. He'd be
I don't
gone.
think that's
The
so
one-
because it could be private.
The one word.
No. I'm just saying hypothetically, if you could keep it private and no one knew who voted for what, he'd be gone.
The one thing they have to convince them of is if they get rid of them, then it's Pence. But will the voters at the next presidential election be so pissed at the Republicans they're gonna not even go to the polls? That's the other calculation the senator's gonna have to make.
Oh, absolutely.
Because a lot of them will not be happy. Because I mean,
Oh, because they'll be pissed off that the
Trump
Republicans
excites
went
the
back.
base,
Yeah.
right?
He
And if
really
the base
does, yeah,
voters
that's true.
Stay home, then they're not going to get a Republican president, which means their Republican bills aren't going to get passed, which means they lose power in their own state.
Well, who do you think has the most chance against Trump? Do you think it's just Biden?
No.
No.
I don't think it's Biden.
No.
I don't know, he's been surging lately.
Really?
No. So
But,
I don't.
Al Gore ran as a centrist, lost horribly.
But- oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to.
I'm just saying, the past war has ran as centrist. Obama was a secret centrist, but he ran as a leftist. But no, he was actually a centrist,
Mhm.
but he managed to win. Out of those,
He had a lot more
Four.
going on than being a centrist.
out of those four, the one kind of centrist only won. We lost. Maybe centrism isn't the right call. Nope, fuck it, we're gonna try it again. Get fucking old ass Joe Biden up there. Remember Obama? Hey, Obama, I was with Obama.
Hope and change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
No malarkey, Obama.
Biden's going to win.
Marijuana's a gateway drug. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's what you're running
You
on?
lost me, Biden. You lost me there.
But Biden's going to win the nomination. 'Cause he's
Absolutely.
going to keep punching.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Because none of the Democratic primaries matter. The DNC already will have established who they want to run. It doesn't matter. Or like who's surging.
I don't know. The DNC you said?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Doesn't
they're.
DNC?
I think
They
they're
fucked over
trying
Bernie
to be
Sanders
more
last
hands
time.
off
Yeah,
because of that.
No, I still
don't think so? You
that's
think they're
probably
still, like-
I still think they're behind Biden, Warren.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Well, that's true. They're like
behind
ignoring
Warren.
Yang
Here's-
like he doesn't exist.
Here's why I never believe Bernie will win. Because he believes, he truly believes, he doesn't just state he believes.
Yeah.
He
he's
truly believes
against.
in the healthcare, universal healthcare.
Yeah.
Look at the market cap of
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
insurance companies. What
I
do you
don't
think
need
will
to know
happen?
that. Yeah,
Even
that's
if
true.
he got a chance,
He would
there's a
do-
bullet flying through his
He
fucking
would
head.
do a Tony Hawk 900 Just like that.
You back in the days, they can whack Kennedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
He will commit suicide so fast.
What do you think would happen though
Just
if
like
we did have?
I've been nominated for the Democratic nomination for the United States president. I have decided to commit suicide by 2 bullets in the back of my head.
What? How do you think the public would react to that though? Do you think that would be
exactly like Epstein? We know it's not true, but what are we gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
It's
You're gonna
true.
jerk off
You're
the
gonna be like,
That's what I'm gonna do.
fuck the
But-
government. What are we
That's
gonna
true.
We referenced the Epstein so many times, but we didn't see that in the news.
Oh shit! How's that not even
We
in
should
Wikipedia?
talk about it.
That is one of the biggest stories of the
Right,
year.
yeah.
How do you know the government is bullshit?
It doesn't matter.
It's in the they have a smaller article thing. And it mentions-
That is like
That
the biggest
smaller
story.
article.
Now that you bring it up, that is the thing of the year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
That
That is
like,
a thing of the
oh
year.
my fucking
Person
god!
of the year.
Like that guy. did
Why
not
do they
kill
have-
Guy
himself.
killed himself.
And did you see the Wexner thing?
He was
That dude's
sitting
in
on his
Columbus.
bunk, and he's thinking, man, I could do a 900 off this bed right now. See if
They
I
have.
can. See if I can.
It wasn't listed
Hey, turn
because
those cameras off.
By the way, Garth, turn around.
Yeah.
Deaths are listed
I don't wanna do
separately
this.
as
My
news.
900.
Like,
Hey,
fuck your ears.
what happened with the Wexner thing?
Wexner?
Deaths are listed separately on Wikipedia as news.
Yeah. Did you know who Leslie Wexner is? Right?
Yes.
Like the Wexner Center?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You know
what-
how
Columbus
he's related to
Wexner.
Epstein?
No.
Yes, he's in bed with
All
Epstein.
of Epstein,
shit.
almost all of Epstein money comes from Wexner.
Dang.
So, like, he signed over a power of attorney to Wexner, gave him, like, a giant mansion, all this crazy
Huh.
shit. So, basically, we know Wexner's fucked kids, and
Yeah.
Epstein has a videotape of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? There is, like, no maybe about that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that we basically know there's kid dealers and the the biggest influencer in Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah.
And we're just like, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
what are you gonna...
What are you
Oh,
gonna do?
what are you gonna
Alrighty.
do? We know where he lives. He lives in New Albany.
Yeah, we
You
can
can
call
go
him right
storm his
Yeah.
palace right now if you want.
And do what? Be like, I know you little kids.
You want kids? You can't fucking...
now. Got him. Liberty.
It's so true. Like,
No.
there's nothing really
All you
you
can do.
can do or
You can
to
bring
do.
up a little cardboard box and then draw little bit things on it. Wexner, little kids. Put it up.
Yeah, that'll,
And then you die.
that'll
Yeah.
do it.
Zach, if you publish this podcast and we all suicide,
I'll make a public no intention of suicide.
no one here is suicidal. We are all happy, well-adjusted individuals.
I have been a fan of Tony Hawk,
Yeah, as much as
but I do
love
not
Tony Hawk.
plan to do any 900s off my bunk bed.
Lord.
Alright, so we always end these with our prediction for what will happen in 2020, the next year. Which means we have to go back
Zombie
and listen.
Epstein.
Zombie
That's the movie.
No one, so.
So, any big things gonna happen in 2020?
Trump gets reelected.
I think he's 50-50. I really think he has a very...
That's the same as saying I don't know.
Ugh.
No, that is. I don't like. It's like before. Here's the crazy thing. Like I was like, yeah, 90% he's gonna lose because seems like polls, but maybe seems like he has crazy
But-
support.
I don't know.
Now,
Every
like,
Republican I
he
see
might
is
win.
either really behind him or like I'm voting Republican.
I don't know. It's a toss up. It's crazy
I don't
because so many people have died. Old people that were his supporters.
I don't know. He
You think he's
ignites a lot of young
Because
people.
even people my age from Shelby, Ohio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Rabid Trump supporters. Because that's the thing. They don't really care about Trump. Trump is who's the president, who's the leader of the Republican Party, right? Technically. They don't care about that. Pastor Cletus in the church says being a Democrat makes you gay.
That's true.
and you ain't want to be gay, so you better vote Republican.
There's a very church vibey for
Exactly
the
what they
Republican.
think.
That is the craziest thing for Donald Trump, though. I guess because he's been married 3 times.
They don't give a shit.
He's like,
So?
Is he gay? Nope.
But he's Republican.
well, Biden isn't gay.
Yeah,
but he's
a
Democrat and
Democrat,
supports the gays.
Democrats are gay.
Like,
He's not wrong.
I can't dispute the logic, despite the logic being insane.
That's what I'm saying. He's not wrong.
You got these people
I
don't care what Trump did. I'm voting
It's
Republican.
the type of
I don't
day
care.
that, like, I think Bush won the election on against Kerry. Remember, like, so the big thing about Kerry versus Bush was, and no one knows what their positions were. No one gives a flying fuck.
No.
But Bush used to own a baseball team, and he threw in the first pitch.
Yeah.
Threw it like a man because he knows how to throw a pitch at a baseball game.
Which is manly.
John Kerry threw it like a little bitch because he's
And that make him
he's
gay.
a well-educated guy, and he probably does not know anything about sports.
All
like
that
me.
book learning makes you gay. That's
Yeah.
what Pastor Cletus told me.
He might as
So
well
he
suck the
lost.
dick at the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
He didn't need to throw that ball. He just walked on and just. It's true. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, any other predictions?
Yeah. What? Anything other than
I predict
election?
many puns on 2020 Vision.
That's probably true. That's sad.
I'm-
Oh shit! Will they have those? Remember 2000? They had the glasses that were 2000. Now they'll have 2020 Vision glasses, right? Has somebody not done
See?
this? I'm patenting this if this has not been
Do it
done.
now.
I got like 5 days.
I'm predicting Queen will live another decade.
Oh, the Queen.
You're with Zach.
You're with me.
Yeah.
No.
I said 2032. What's your?
God, no.
2030.
All right.
2025.
She's literally giving her a decade.
Yeah.
2025.
What should I don't know. I want to go back and listen to our predictions from several years ago now.
Self-driving cars.
I predict this summer will be the worst shootings.
Ooh.
With the presidential election heating up,
That's
people get more
actually-
emotional.
That's actually.
That'll be the most
Ooh.
like deaths.
That's
like,
too
popular-
serious. Too real, man. Too real.
Okay, let me do another one.
Too real.
I want to try to predict whether Brexit will still not happen.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
I think
They
it
keep
will
pushing
now,
it to
but,
not happen.
Man, there's so many times that where they made it seem like it will happen and it didn't happen.
Here's the thing about Brexit. It's so dumb. All right, you go to a restaurant, okay? I have the salmon. The waitress goes back. Okay, he ordered the salmon. The owner comes out. They're arguing over here. We don't have salmon. How do we get salmon? Well, salmon, we have to go across the street with and do all this. The guy who normally cooks salmon isn't even here. Okay, we'll call him up.
Yeah.
And it goes on for about 3 hours. Maybe the waitress should come back and say, hey, did you really want salmon? Because it's going to be like a whole thing. Now I'll take a burger. Maybe they should have done this with Brexit. I see you guys kind of sort of voted yes by a small margin. You realize what's going to happen. Maybe
But they
take
can't
a second-
do take backs on votes.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe take another vote. Maybe you don't exactly think.
You can't do that though.
You can.
You can't.
Why?
You can't.
Who says you can't? You
Like
The law?
Fahrenheit 11.
I don't know. Maybe you heard of it. It's like passing. It's like voting for Trump and then be like, we need a new election. Are you guys sure? Are you guys sure about this?
The second election comes back and it's even closer. And then you go, we need a third election.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
Third
just say,
election comes
let's
up.
redo a vote. No,
Obviously, we need a fourth election. At some point,
I'm just
decision
saying-
time.
You're not allowed to just redo votes.
I'm just saying that it was such a complex thing. I don't think there's no way people fully
But
understood the
even
ramifications.
complex thing. Do you understand? Do I understand? I don't actually know if Brexit's right or wrong because I don't understand it. I like the regulations like that high.
Mhm.
I have not read. I can only trust what journalists say to me.
And can we really trust what
I
journalists say?
honestly believe we should do. Did you watch the South Park with the financial crisis?
Mm-mm.
That's
Oh.
not.
So they had like a little board, and then they cut a chicken's head off and they let it run and
Oh,
it fell
yeah.
over. That's what the decision was. Decision so complex that no set of human beings can rationally possibly understand the ramifications. Dead chicken, go!
Well, that's kind of funny because that is just a Roman thing. You need to consult the sacred chickens.
I seriously.
That was literally the thing in Rome was
This
sacred
is a
chickens.
crazy thing, but I like. So some historians hypothesize that like this is actual and rational. Like completely making completely random decisions
Mhm.
is rational because if you're perfectly rational, your enemy's going to be able to predict what you do,
Yeah.
right? So that's why humans have this favoritism for like astronomy. Like every culture has some like weird like predict the future that's basically random.
Mm-hmm.
And then like generals make decisions on it because I can't predict the way a turtle's gonna like the shell is gonna crack. That's the Chinese prediction.
Isn't this the episode of Rick and Morty with the random bot?
Oh yeah. Right. Did you watch that Rick and Morty?
That's true.
It's basically that. Like.
Yeah, random bot. Yeah, it's true.
High spot can't.
Can't predict itself because it's random. That's
actually some historians think that's why every human culture has some like, and they actually think it comes from hunting grounds. Like deer would figure out like these are the places humans go. Don't go near there. So humans started doing a randomization, and that's where they would like go and hunt.
So what you're saying is why vote when we could just roll dice?
Yeah, basically. fuck democracy.
I mean, at this point, it seems better.
I'm not a Democratic, a Republican. I'm a roll dicer.
So you're that chicken.
D&D politics.
Yeah.
All right. Adios.